Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud. This is Ashu and today we will discuss the most important current affairs of 18th September 2020. You can see in the image some review of the today's news, that is G20 Environmental Ministers meeting, and second is the World Patient Day. But before that, I want to discuss about our Affairs Cloud PDF subscription. You can visit our website, that is Affairs Cloud/current affairs, and you can subscribe our PDF current affairs. What you will get in the PDFs, you will get daily PDFs, that is the daily question and answer and the daily current affairs. You will get weekly PDF, that is on the weekly basis, and there is a weekly test, and you will also get the monthly PDF. Monthly PDFs are sorted out according to the exam. That is, if you are preparing for the IBPS or the banking exam, then there is a banking, finance or economy PDF, and there is also a question and answer for all the month. So it is very beneficial those who are preparing for the serious exams, and this is provided on very minimal cost. I am assuring you, if you visit our website, that is Affairs Cloud/current affairs, and you see the cost, you will surprised. And on that very low cost, we are providing 10% extra discount. And by using this code, you can see here, that is the ASH10 ASH10. So you can subscribe by this code. So let us start today's current affair, and here is the first most important news of the day. You can mark this news in very important section. What is India's rank in the World Bank Human Capital Index 2020? So one important thing in the question is, this Human Capital Index is released by World Bank, and World Bank combined 174 countries under this index, that is the Human Capital Index. These 174 countries combinedly cover 98% world population. So it is very important index, so that how human development is taking place and how human capital is formed. So this is according to that, and under this index, the country which is top, that is Singapore. And the second number is Hong Kong and China combinedly. Hong Kong and China combinedly. So you have to remember first and second also, Hong Kong and China, because there is a China, that's why. But India's rank is very much low. In 2018, India's rank was 115th out of 157 countries, but now India's rank is declined by one position. India's rank is 116th, but now countries are 174. In 2018, countries are 157. So remember, 116th rank in World Bank Human Capital Index. So remember this is very important news, mark under very important section. So you can see here, India's rank 116th, that is released by World Bank. So what is the name of the report? The Human Capital Index 2020 update, that is human capital in the time of COVID-19. You can also see in the image, that is the caption around there, human capital in the time of the COVID-19. India has been placed at 116th position. I already told you 174 country, and these 174 countries combinedly covers 98% world's population. The country Singapore topped the score of 0.88 because India's score is 0.49 out of 1, and first country, that is the Singapore, got the 0.88, followed by the Hong Kong 0.81, and also the China has also 0.81, and Japan at the third. The report based on the recent cross section of 175 economies for 5 human capital index components. It means they are rating according to the 5 components, like child survival, it means they are including the health, expected year of school, it means they are also including the education, harmonized test score, that is also means the education, fraction of children under 5 not stunted, that is according to the, it means child is growing or not. So these are the main factors on which this human capital index is prepared. So remember this, just remember, main thing is the India's rank on the list. And guys, what about World Bank? World Bank headquarter is in Washington DC, that is also headquarter of IMF, that is the International Monetary Fund. And second thing, who is the president? That is the David Robert Malpass. So remember who is the president of the World Bank and where is the headquarter of World Bank. Move on to the next question, and here is the next question. India recently joined Djibouti Code of Conduct. India joined Djibouti Code of Conduct. This is the main contention. This code of conduct is related to what? It means why India recently joined Djibouti Code of Conduct. This code of conduct is related to what? It means you have 4 options. You have to answer within 5 seconds. and this question means that this code of conduct related to which type of security. So first important thing you have to know about that is the Djibouti Code of Conduct. In 2009, there are group of countries related to the maritime security, that is to prevent piracy and the armed robbery against ships in the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, or the east coast of Africa and the island countries of the Indian Ocean region. You can see in the image that this is the Red Sea. You can see here, this is the Red Sea, and there is a Gulf of Aden. So this is a Djibouti country. So according to this, these countries want to decrease the piracy or want to prevent piracy and armed robbery against the ships in that area, that is near about the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, or the east coast of Africa, or the island countries of the Indian Ocean region. So these all countries are member, like Mauritius, Maldives, Seychelles, Madagascar, South Africa, there is a Tanzania, even Yemen, Oman, Saudi Arabia. These all countries, total 20 countries are member of this Djibouti Code of Conduct. But in 2017, there is an amendment in that is known as the Jeddah Amendment. Jeddah is a place in the Saudi Arabia, that is Jeddah. Also you can pronounce Jeddah. Jeddah in the Saudi Arabia. So where they revised this Djibouti Code of Conduct. Initially it was started in 2009, sorry, but it was amended in 2017. That's why it is also known as Djibouti Code of Conduct / Jeddah Amendment, JA, also known as Jeddah Amendment. And there is an international organization, you all know about the maritime security, that is the IMO, International Maritime Organization. This organization also supported this Djibouti Code of Conduct Jeddah Amendment. So that's why it is very important at the international perspective, and according to the trade perspective also, and according to the maritime security also. So answer is now very simple, it is for the maritime security. So you can see here that India joins Djibouti Code of Conduct Jeddah Amendment as observer. India is not a member of this Djibouti Code of Conduct. India is just a observer. Other countries are also observer, like India. Norway is also there for as a observer. United Kingdom also there, and United States of America is also there. So these are the 4 observer under the Djibouti Code of Conduct. So India has joined observer in order to collaborate the Djibouti Code of Conduct Jeddah Amendment. I already told you it was established in 2009, but Jeddah Amendment in 2017. Member state toward the enhancing maritime security in the Indian Ocean region. It is to prevent piracy and armed robbery against the ships in the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, east coast of Africa, and islands country in the Indian Ocean region. So you can say that this area, so this area main is the focus. So they want to prevent this area. Currently 20 member states are there. I also told you that International Maritime Organization also supported this Djibouti Code of Conduct. Now what about International Maritime Organization? Because this organization starts with the I and ends with the O, and it is a 3-letter. So maximum students mark it as Geneva, but it is wrong. This is an exception here. IMO headquarter is in, yes guys, is in London, United Kingdom. You can see here United Kingdom. And who is the Secretary General? That is the Kit Ag. Kit Ag. You can also remember by Kit Kat. Kit Ag. Moving to the next question. Which country become the first country to issue 7-year sovereign sustainable development goals bond? This is very important question, mark under the very important section. So today's 2 question I marked till this question. That is the first one is the India's rank under the Human Capital Index, and second is the this which country become the first country to issue 7-year sovereign SDG bond. This is the first country all over world who issued sovereign SDG, that if you purchase these type of bonds, it means this country will get money and they will spend that money on the sustainable developmental goals. Now, most important thing, what is the sustainable development goals? It is the United Nations goals, and total sustainable development goals are 7, because in year 2000 there is a millennium developmental goals, MDG goals. Its validity is for 15 years, but in 2015 it was expired, and in 2015 a new goal started, that is the SDG goal. Sustainable Development Goals, and its time period is again 50 years, and it starts in 2015 and ends in 2030. It means the validity is till 2030, that every country have to complete the 17 goals till the year 2030. So SDG consists of each and every goal related to everything like poverty, education, gender equality, like a greenhouse effect, everything it includes. So it is the Sustainable Development Goal, and the country name is Mexico. You can remember that by the picture, that Mexico becomes the first country to issue $890 million bond, and they are saying that if these bonds all are sold in market, then we will issue more bonds. So again they can issue the bonds. So you can see here, Mexico become the first country in the world to inaugurate sustainable financing program for the achievement of sustainable developmental goals, so that by these fund we can issue, or we can issue the funds for the sustainable development goals. It issued a 7-year sovereign SDG bonds worth rupees USD 890 million under its new SDG sovereign bond framework, developed with investment bank Natix, that is a Paris-based bank, that is the Natixis. So you have to remember only this, that which countries started SDG bonds, that is the Sustainable Developmental Goal bonds. Moving to the next question, Shri Prakash Javadekar attended our G20 environmental minister meeting, that is the G20 group. So 2 or 3 things are important. That news is not so much important that who attended, because every day there is a meeting related to the G20. One is environmental minister, foreign affairs minister, anything. So the minister related to that sector will attend this meeting. So it is not important. Important is G20 chairmanship lies with this guys, Saudi Arabia, lies with the Saudi Arabia. In 2021 it will goes to the Italy. In 2021 G20 membership chairmanship goes to the Italy. So remember this. And theme of the G20 is very important: realizing opportunities of the 21st century. Realizing opportunities of the 21st century for all. So this is the theme of the G20. So these 2 things are very important about the G20. I already told you about the BRICS. BRICS is very important because in 2021 India will get the membership of BRICS, and BRICS games will be held in India in 2021. And Kiran Rijiju ji, the Minister of State of Sports, that is independent charge, also told that it will be combined with the Khelo India Youth Games, which will be held in Haryana, Panchkula. So remember this. And BRICS chairmanship of 2020 lies with the Russia. And again there is a one organization, ASEAN membership lies with the Vietnam. And ASEAN member countries are 10. G20 has the total 20 members, 19 countries. One is the organization, that is European Union. BRICS, 5 member states. Now moving to the next question. Which bank launched an online credit solution platform, that is the digital business loans for small and medium scale enterprises? It doesn't include MicroWord. So remember, this is not for the micro and small and medium industries. It is only for the small and medium enterprises. So digital business loans for the small and medium enterprises, and these loans given to up to 20 crore. Up to 20 crore loan rupees can be given. This segment flagship program facility access to the business credit across the entire spectrum of micro, small and the medium enterprises, but it doesn't include the micro, it only includes the that is small and the medium scale enterprises. So for the loans of above than rupees 5 crore, so the customer who want to avail that type of loan, they have to just go to online website of that bank and upload the bank statement and IT return, and he will get the 5 crore, more than 5 crore loan. If the firm or the company want to loan below the 5 crore rupees or up to 5 crore rupees loan, then they can obtain the loan within 24 hours by showing the turnover of up to 25 crore. It means 5 times turnover if they are showing, then they can get the loan up to 5 crore. So there are 2 things, above the 5 crore rupees and below the 5 crore rupees. If you want to 20 that is 20 crore rupees or 15 crore rupees, it means above than the 5 crore rupees, then you have to just submit your bank statement and IT return. If you want to below the 5 crore loan, then you have to just show your turnover of the company, that is up to 25 crore, then you can take the loan. And this bank is the DBS Bank, that is the Developmental Bank of Singapore. They started this digital business loan for the SME, so that in the COVID-19 situation, they can overcome the problem of the small and medium enterprises. So this is also known as the DBS Digital Business Loan for SMEs. You can see here, DBS India unveils loans on loan platform for the SMEs. So they are providing loan facility up to 20 crore. If the loan is above than 5 crore, then you have to just show the bank statement and the income tax return. If you are taking the loan below the 5 crore rupees, then it can be given in the within 24 hours, but you have to show your turnover up to the 25 crore. Then you can get the 5 crore or less than 5 crore rupee loan. Now there is a one most important question here I included under this section, that Global Finance, the New York based financial publication, has named DBS as the best bank in the world for the second time in 3 years in the World Best Global Banks 2020 award. So remember this, guys. This is very important news. Mark it. It means mark it, write it, and remember it, and learn it. And learn it every day. Then you will remember this. DBS is the best bank in the world according to the Global Finance, and it comes under the World Best Global Banks 2020 awards. And DBS stands for the Developmental Bank of the Singapore. And DBS Group headquarters is in Singapore by default, and in India its headquarters is in Mumbai. So remember this. Move to the next question. ICICI Home Finance launched Apna Ghar Dreams, its new home loan scheme for skilled laborers of which state or UT? So there is a new scheme so that everyone can buy home of their dreams. And this ICICI Home Finance started a new home loan scheme, but it is for a particular state or for a particular UT. But it is only for the skilled laborers. It means it is only for the informal sector, not for the formal sector. This is a new kind of things, because there are so many type of loans for the formal sectors, but very less type of loans for the informal sector. So it is for the skilled laborers like electrician, plumber. There are so many informal laborers. But it targets only for the particular state or the UT. So tell me which state or UT will get this type of benefit. And this state or UT is Delhi. Friends, Delhi. C answer is right. You can see here ICICI Home Finance started this for the Delhi. So you can see here credit amount of this loan ranges from 2 lakh to 50 lakh. It means loan can be given minimum to 2 lakh and maximum to 5 lakh. Not 5 lakh, sorry, 50 lakhs. So to whom this scheme will be provided, that this scheme targets the people of informal sector. I already told you, without all the documents which are required to get a loan from a formal financial institution. So they are providing without any collateral security or without any mortgage value. Customer should have a minimum account balance of rupees 1500 if they are taking loan up to 5 lakh, and minimum amount of 3000 rupees if they are taking the above than 5 lakh. So there is a amount double there. So I know you are thinking that these all the amount will become the NPA. This all amount can become NPA. So there is a risk factor by providing this. But to increase the production, to increase the purchasing power parity of every people, these type of loans are very relevant for Indian society. So moving to next question. So the two things are important in the question. One is the name of the housing finance company, that is the ICICI, and name of the scheme, that is the Apna Ghar Dreams, and it is launched by ICICI, and for which state or UT, that is the Delhi. So remember these 2 or 3 things. Move on to the next question, and next question is which company has partnered with Common Service Center for a WhatsApp chatbot to empower rural community so that every service of government can reach in the rural areas. So there are the common service centers, but now one company out of these 4 companies tied up with common service centers so that every service of the government can reach the rural community. So the main aim of this partnership is to provide digital skills at their doorstep and to create livelihood through the promotion of rural entrepreneurship. So it means these partnership aims to provide cost-effective video, voice and data content and services in the areas of e-governance, education, health, entertainment, and so many sectors, and other private services which are provided by the government. So this tie-up started by the WhatsApp. So you can see here that WhatsApp partnered with the CSC, that is the E-Governance Service India Limited, by which service, by through the service centers, government is providing the services to the rural citizens. It is empower rural communities by providing digital skills at their doorstep and create livelihood through promotion of the rural enterprises. So they are providing different type of services like e-governance, education, health, and so many types. People can send a namaste to CSC Academy official WhatsApp number, that is the 491, that is 89321. So you have to remember this number if you want to these type of services in the rural area. So it is like a grievance service. So they are providing you just a service so that no one can be deprived from any scheme of the government. Moving to the next question, who received the 2020 Asia Game Changer Award from Asian Society? Under mark, very important question. So it is very important. So this is the third question we are marking under the very important section, and this is for the IBPS guys. IBPS, who received the 2020 Asia Game Changer Award for Asian Society, and I am giving you hint that this is given to a chef, but all these four options are related to chef. And this award provided to the out of these four options to the chef, because he's providing food to the million of people across India during the COVID-19 pandemic, and he's also coordinating a food distribution drive from Manhattan, that is from USA, and he's only Indian among the 6 awardees. It means this award given to the 6 people, and he's only Indian out of these 6 people, which are recognized by the Asian Society or the Asia Society. And his name is Vikas Khanna. I think you remember from the Master Chef, because he was one of the judge of the Master Chef. You can see his image here, that Michelin star chef, that is the Vikas Khanna, Asia's Game Changer Award 2020. So remember Vikas Khanna. Now, for feeding millions of people across India amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic by coordinating a food distribution drive from Manhattan. He's the only Indian among 6 awardees. I already told you. Vikas Khanna launched the food distribution drive, that is hashtag Feed India, which has distributed around 35 million meals, which include cooked food and the dry ration. So this is a very kind of initiative, and very kind of initiative related to the social sector. Everyone should have to contribute during the COVID-19, especially for the informal sector workers, that is the plumbers, laborers, farmers. So everyone should have to contribute. Moving to the next question, who wrote book titled Azadi, Freedom, Fascism, or the Fiction? So Azadi means freedom, you all know, that is the liberal society. Fascism is the dictator society, that is the dictatorship. Fiction means that is the prototype society, that is the fictional. So this book is written by Arundhati Roy, very famous author. Arundhati Roy wrote this book. You can see here Azadi, Freedom, Fascism, and the Fiction by Arundhati Roy. The author is very famous. I think all you know the Arundhati Roy. She won the Man Booker Prize. She won the Man Booker Prize in 1997 for her book, that is God of Small Things. This is asked in very exams, that is God of Small Things. This book is written by that is Arundhati Roy. Remember this name of book, that is God of Small Things. And another book I know, her book is very famous, that is the Ministry of Utmost Happiness. The Ministry of Utmost Happiness. That book is again very important, and it can be asked in the exam. So remember 2 or 3 books. One is the Azadi, second is the Ministry of Utmost Happiness, and third is the God of Small Things. All 3 written by the Arundhati Roy. Moving to the next question, which state government started road accident insurance scheme for accident victims? So the state government is giving 30,000 rupees, 30,000 rupee per person during the accident, during the golden hour. It means within 72 hours, if we are taking a person to hospital, then in hurry, the state government will provide 30,000 rupee per person. And they are providing these 30,000 rupees for the 74 medical procedures. If you comes under this 74 medical procedure, then the state government can give you 30,000 rupees, and it should be within 72 hours. It means the golden hours of the survival. And this scheme is also known as Balasaheb Thackeray Road Accident Insurance. So by the name Balasaheb Thackeray, his son started this, that is the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and Chief Minister of Maharashtra is Uddhav Bal Thackeray. So answer is Maharashtra. So remember this. So you can say Uddhav Thackeray, Maharashtra cabinet clears insurance scheme for the accident victim, and that scheme is known as Balasaheb Thackeray Road Accident Insurance. So Balasaheb Thackeray Road Accident Insurance Scheme with an annual outlay of 125 crore to provide timely medical and the financial aid to road accident victims during the golden hour, that is the within 72 hours. An expenditure of up to 30,000 will be borne by the state for 74 enlisted medical procedures. Already told you. A victim not hailing from Maharashtra will also be considered to get benefit of this scheme. It means the state should be Maharashtra when your accident occurs. So even you are belonging to the state or not, you are eligible for the 30,000 rupees. Recent related news, very important. Maharashtra announced its partnership with Google to blend Google learning program that integrate the classroom approach with online learning. So Maharashtra is the first and only state till date who tied up with Google for this Google learning programs. So remember this also. Move on to the next question. Former Chhattisgarh minister Chanesh Ram Rathia passed away, and he was a very veteran leader of Congress and also former minister of Chhattisgarh. He was died at the age of 78 due to COVID-19, that is due to corona in Chhattisgarh. So he was very prominent leader of tribal society of Chhattisgarh, because maximum tribals you can see here lives in the Chhattisgarh. And if you belongs to Chhattisgarh, then I am telling you, you have to note down which constituency he belongs, that Dharam Jagad constituency. So if you belongs to Chhattisgarh, then write this. Otherwise, no need to write this. Just remember name, that is the Chanesh Ram Rathia. Clear? Moving to the next question. Next question again, saddened news, that is the Padam Shri awardee Ayurveda expert Krishna Kumar passed away. So remember again his name, that is the Krishna Kumar, very well renowned Ayurveda expert and also Padam Shri awardee, but he passed away. So he was 69 years old and he also died with the COVID problem. It means with the corona. He died due to corona. And just one news important related to that he started the first ever clinical research in the traditional medicine. That's why we are saying that Ayurveda expert. And he tied up for this purpose with the WHO, that is the World Health Organization, and Indian Institute, that is the Indian Council of Medical Research, in 1977. He received Padam Shri. I already told you that in 2009. So moving to the next question, just remember his name, that is the Krishna Kumar. And one again saddened news, that BJP leader and Rajya Sabha MP Ashok Gasti passed away, and he was currently member of parliament from Karnataka, and he was also died due to the corona. So much deaths due to corona, and very prominent leaders of the member of parliament. So he was first time elected in the Rajya Sabha in 2020. In July 2020, he was elected first time in Rajya Sabha, but now he died. So much less time in the Rajya Sabha. Move to the next question. Which state or UT government launched Arthik Sampada loan dispersal scheme? It means the state government or the UT government is providing Arthik Sampada loan. It means they are providing some amount of loan to the people. So they divided this Arthik Sampada loan to two categories, one in the agriculture sector, one is the non-agriculture sector. So maximum amount is given to the non-agriculture sector, that is almost 24,000 crore rupees. And the second is for the agriculture sector, they are giving 15,300 crore rupees. So they are giving these loans on very low interest rate, that is approximately 0 to 3%. It means they are disbursing the loan at 0% rate also if you are belonging to very poor agriculture family, and maximum can be up to the 3%. So this state is the Karnataka, very important state. There is a Bandipur National Park, Banerghatta National Park, Kali Tiger Reserve, Kudremukh National Park, Kudremukh Iron Ore Mines, Nagarhole National Park, Tumkur Iron Mine, Chikmagaluru Iron Mine. So these are very, very important things in the Karnataka. So answer is Karnataka, that is the Arthik Sampada loan dispersal scheme. So I already told you that Chief Minister Yediyurappa ji divided the loan dispersal into two parts, that is one is the agriculture sector, that is 15,300 crore, and second is the 20,000 crore for the non-agriculture sector. The primary agriculture cooperatives will be upgraded to multi-service centers under this scheme. If you belong to Karnataka, then remember this, otherwise no need to remember this. The government of Karnataka recently launched, that is the Jan Sevak scheme. So what is this scheme? Divide this scheme into two words, that is the Jan Sevak. It means the server of the people. It means they will provide the home delivery of various government service like ration card, senior citizen identity card, health cards, anything to the house of the people. So this is the Jan Sevak scheme. It is also launched by the Karnataka. Moving to the next question, where is International Conference on Aerosol Air Quality, Climate Change and Impact on Water Resources and Livelihood in the Greater Himalayas held? So this conference is related to the climate change and effect of aerosol on the Himalayan region, especially in the India, Bangladesh and Nepal. We are not considering the China, but we are considering the three countries, India, Bangladesh and the Nepal. So what will be the effect of the climate change on the greater Himalayan ranges? So it is held in Uttarakhand, because the institute which is the organizer of this conference, that is the Aryabhatta Research Institute, is located in Uttarakhand. So just remember one thing, that climate change conference on the greater Himalayan ranges that held in Uttarakhand, because the main institute that is related to this climate change sites, that is the Aryabhatta Research Institute in the Uttarakhand, Nainital. Basically it held in Nainital. So you can see here in the picture that 3-day online international conference on aerosol air quality, climate change and impact on water resource and livelihood in the greater Himalayas, that in 14 to 16. ARIES is the Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observational Science. So this is the main name of the institute, that is in Nainital. That's why it is held in Nainital. Move to the next question, and it is from the picture, that is the World Patient Safety Day, and theme is the health worker safety, a priority for the patient safety. And due to COVID-19, this is very important, World Patient Safety Day. So main aim is just to create awareness about a better understanding of the patient safety and to increase the participation of public in the safety of the healthcare. So it is celebrated on the 17th September, that is the World Patient Day, and theme is the health worker safety, a priority for patient safety. And it is organized by WHO, World Health Organization. All know about the headquarters of WHO, that is the Geneva, Switzerland. And who is the Director General? That is the Dr. Tedros. Dr. Tedros. Now moving to the next question, and it is again from picture, but this news is not so much important, but I covered because this is the news according to the economy section. So OECD, this organization is important, that's why I covered this question. OECD, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development released India GDP contraction, and they are telling that India's GDP will contract by 10.2%. So every day one new organization is telling India's prediction about the contraction of GDP. So you have to remember the contraction of GDP of India in financial year 2020-21, that is 10.2. But if you don't want to remember OECD, then don't remember the OECD prediction, but remember the OECD headquarter. That is very important. OECD headquarter is in Paris. It can be asked in the banking exam, so mark this, write this and learn it. This is important. I am again repeating the name, Organization for Economic Cooperation and the Development, and its headquarter is in Paris, France. So you can see the image that China's September and June growth rate, that is in positive. US and India is in negative, and we main countries like India and US are blaming on China. So you can see here minus that is 1.8 and minus 2.6. That is very less than India. So China will also contract in the June of 2021, but it will be minus 2.6, but India minus 3.7, and US will be very much impacted. So remember OECD headquarters, that is in Paris. So this is all for today, and if you like this video, then subscribe this channel, and please guys provide 300 likes, because it will motivate us and we can make more content and we can make more videos on the different contents. So please guys provide us 300 likes, and it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence on general aware section, and it is my personal promise to you, if you watch these videos for 1 month regularly and read our current affairs PDF, then no question will be out from this video or the PDF. So this is our promise and my promise. And thank you for watching this video again from the Affairs Cloud and from myself. Take care.